Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before we start building on the subject matter for the day. Hopefully, y'all having a powerful Monday thus far. Give y'all about 5-6 minutes, man, to tap in with the kid. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Monday before we start diving into this subject matter, man. Y'all see what it is? We back on that type of time, man. We got to bang on the beats, bang on the system. Let y'all know or remind y'all who the true enemy is. And we got to do what's necessary to rise up, unify, and bang on this beast instead of banging on one another. So I got to redirect some of our energy out here, man, because again, we banging on one another instead of banging on the true enemy, and they sitting back laughing, they sitting back applauding what we doing. So we got to shift that focus. Antoinette, Peach Queen, what's happening? How we living and feeling? What's the word? How everybody living on this Monday? Magic Realms, peace. What's happening, my brother? What's the word? How we living and feeling on this Monday? Emmanuel, peace. What's happening? Aaron Reaper, peace. What's happening? 100%. LG, what's happening? Slow burn, peace. What's happening? Antoinette, there we go. We elevating, stand centered. All that good stuff. Ready for war, though. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, it's wartime out here. Magic, everything is peaceful, man. We stand centered. We stand centered. And Reaper, you already know. We got to tap in. We got to let the black man know his true nature in order for us to really get back to that position that we once held. So we got to speak. I got to speak life into some of my brothers at this particular moment, man, so we can know exactly the lineage that we came from or the lineage that we come from and what must be done in order for us to get back to that position so that we can rise above all of this nonsense that we own. We always talk about the image of the black man in the media. Well, we gotta activate that inner greatness. You know what I'm saying? We gotta activate all of that stuff that's lying dormant, so we can change the narrative, so we can change the description, so we don't have to depend on them to define us in a certain type of light. We got to control that narrative, man. We got to take that power back. We can't let the enemy have the power to define us, describe us. You know what I'm saying? Like that should not be on them. We shouldn't have the whole world viewing us in the light that they want us to view us in. Like, nah, we got to control that narrative, man. CC, Peace Queen, what's happening? Ray, what's the word? So we got to put in work. That's why I say every time you come across a positive brother, man, are you doing your duty out here and you sharing that information, you sharing that highlight, that accolade. We got to share these positive brothers out here. That's one of the ways we go about shifting the narrative. We got to make sure we doing what's right and exact. Montel, peace, what's happening? What's the word? Yeah, we gotta make sure we doing our duty in regards to sharing the positive brothers, man. The brothers that's out here putting in work, dropping that knowledge, dropping the jewels on people, the ones that's eating healthy, taking care of their kids. Like, we gotta make that known. We gotta make that known. JD, peace. Hey, put that work in. Put that work in. So we do all of this crime, we do all of this complaining about how the world views the black man. But again, what are we doing to shift that? What are we doing to change that narrative? First and foremost, everything starts at home. And when we say at home, we mean internally. So first and foremost, you got to make sure you're doing the internal work. That's where everything starts. And when you do the internal work, when you help yourself, you can help the people around you. But we got to start off with helping ourselves first. That's the first thing. And we talked about healing a few streams ago. So we got to make sure we doing the work as black men to heal ourselves from the trauma, the collective unconscious. A lot, we suffer from a lot of trauma that was passed down via our ancestors, man. I was reading a book, it was based on Buddhism, Zen Buddhism and things like that. And in that book, it talked about the no self, the concept of no self, and not being your body, and basically talking about how we are a continuation of our parents, our ancestors, and all the people that we connected to. We got to know and understand that. So if you are a continuation of your ancestors, best believe everything that your ancestors went through, you contain that within your DNA. You know, so if our ancestors was traumatized, enslaved, and they never got the chance to heal, that's within us. That trauma is still within us. You know, so we can't ignore that. So again, we suffering from a lot of problems that our ancestors suffer from because they didn't have the ability to heal. This is why you can never forget the past. You know what I mean? That's what Sankofa is all about, man. Going to the past in order to move forward. So you got to tap into that past, man. You got to do the knowledge to the past, and that will help propel you forward. You know, but again, you are a continuation of your parents, of your ancestors, all the people that you connected to. You're a continuation of that. So again, whatever your folks went through in the past, if they didn't have the ability to heal, that's within you. That's within your DNA. That's within all the cells. That's within your body. Best believe that. Moni, peace, queen, what's happening? CEO, what's happening? Isha, peace, what's happening? So best believe that. You know what I'm saying? So brothers, we got to heal just like the sisters got to heal. But that collective unconscious, man, our ancestors unfortunately passed a lot of trauma down to us because they didn't have the ability to sit around and heal. They didn't have that ability. They didn't have the luxury to sit around and heal. So now we got to deal with it. Like I say, we deal with a lot of problems. We deal with a lot of trauma that was passed down. That was passed down. So you got some problems right now that you was born with. You was born into. Due to that collective unconscious that I'm talking about. That's within your DNA. You can't separate yourself from your ancestors. No matter how hard you try to do that, you cannot do that. You can't separate yourself from your ancestors and what they went through. We're going to be connected because, again, we are a continuation of them. Without them, there will be no us. So you cannot separate yourself from what they went through back in the day, from our people that went through that back in the day. Those are your ancestors. You are connected to them, and you are a continuation of that. So if they didn't heal, and we haven't done any work to heal, best believe we still traumatized. So we got to do that work, brothers. We got to do the work. We got to do that work. We got to do that internal work. Again, we got hey, listen, the nation, it depends on us. You know what I'm saying? Like, these sisters can't go out here and fight the fight. They not going to win. They can't go out here and fight this white man. They can't fight him. They can't bang on the beast. I mean, they can, but if they had to fight, if they had to go to war and we were sitting in the background, not helping them, not protecting them, this, that, and the third, they wouldn't last too long. You know what I'm saying? So this is us. We the warriors. We the soldiers. We got to fight this fight. We got to fight this fight. I don't care how macho some of these sisters try to be. They can't go out here and compete with some grown men when it's wartime. They can't do that. Nor should they have to do that. But again, they got us thinking the enemy is another brother or a sister. And that's not a fact, you know, because again, when everything pops off, we going to see who the enemy is and we going to be too busy arguing with one another. And that's how they going to get us. I mean, they already got us. But when it's time for that, they really going to get us. Ray H, peace, what's happening? Colleen, peace, what's happening? You know, so that's why every chance that I get, I'm trying to get us to realize that sister is not your enemy and that other brother is not your enemy. I don't care what that other brother has done. I don't care about what that sister has done and said to you. We got to do the knowledge. We got to get to the origins of everything. If you suffering from a disease, in order for you to reverse that disease, you got to get to the origin of what's causing the disease. You can't treat the symptom. You know what I'm saying? You can't treat the symptom. If you want to reverse cancer, if you want to reverse diabetes, you got to get to the origin. What caused this diabetes? What caused this cancer? You can't deal with the symptoms. You treat the symptoms, you're never going to reverse the actual disease itself. You know, and that's what we dealing with in regards to our society. We dealing with the symptoms of what they call white supremacy, the white power structure. The symptoms of this white supremacy or white power structure, whatever you want to call it. Some people don't like white supremacy. They don't like the title. You know what I'm saying? But when I say that, you know what I mean. The symptom of that is us being divided. That is a symptom. A symptom of this white power structure, or the beast, as we like to call them, is the black man and black woman going back and forth with one another. That is a symptom. So we treating the symptom by arguing with our sisters, man. We can't do that, man. That is a symptom. That is not the cause of our problem. It is a symptom. That is why we are not, listen, that's why we're not elevating. That's why we're not rising above and beyond these conditions, because we dealing with it at the level of a symptom. And that's what they want us to do, which is why we don't have a lot of things changing. All of that back and forth is unnecessary. Again, it's a symptom. It is a symptom. That is literally all that it is. That brother that's shooting at you on the street, that is a symptom of the white power structure, because they manufactured the ghetto. They manufactured these terrible conditions, white flight, things like that. Black people move on this side of town, they relocate, property value goes down, all that type of good stuff. You know what they call it, the projects. They manufactured this mentality. You know, they studied the lab rats. You know what I'm saying? They made the lab rats kill each other over the cheese. And then they put black people in these same type of conditions. We put all of these poor black people in this tight, close-knit space. What's gonna happen? They're gonna start killing each other. This is exactly, they knew that. This is all by design. This is all a symptom. This ain't the cause of none of our problems. This ain't the cause of any of our problems. So we got to look at the cause, and we got to look who is orchestrating the cause, who manufactured the cause. It was not another black man. It was not a black woman. Best believe that. Best believe that. When you deal with it, when you get to the origin of these issues, it ain't gonna have anything to do with another brother. It ain't gonna have anything to do with a sister. And again, people don't like that. People, they don't like when a brother such as myself starts to talk like this. Hence why you don't see many brothers such as myself talking like this. Instead, you will see plenty of brothers talking about sisters or talking about other brothers. They don't like that talk. They don't like it. Hence why they have had to assassinate a lot of us for talking like this, or silence a lot of us for talking like this. They don't like it. They don't like this type of talk, because we talking about unifying, we talking about building, and we talking about redirecting this energy toward the actual enemy. That's what we need to do. The Quan piece, what's happening? And that's what I'm an advocate of flipping the script. You know, just think about it, man. When you start doing the knowledge, when you do the knowledge to our history, it's crazy. They had to create all type of COINTELPRO. Man, they didn't create it. Listen, they were in fear. Like, think about it. I'm going to enslave a group of people, right? Against their will, killing them at will for no reason other than the color of their skin. And then when these people start to realize what actually transpired, they get sick of it and they strive to react or retaliate. Then now you creating all these type of laws, like, because you are in fear of this group revolting. That don't even make any sense. I'm gonna hold some people hostage. I'm gonna enslave them. You know, I'm gonna separate the man, the woman, and the children. I'm gonna separate the families. I'm gonna divide the families, put them against one another, this, that, and the third. And then I'm gonna live in fear of them revolting and retaliating. Man, what you think gonna happen? Of course, some of us gonna wake up to this truth. Of course, some of us gonna wake up to this truth. You know, they didn't created whole programs. They didn't created, you know, COINTELPRO. They got files. They got whole reports where they studying us. They waiting on us to revolt. They in fear of that. You know, if they feel like it's about to be an uprising, hey, call the National Guard, call the military, all of that. Come on, man. Y'all put us through this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Y'all put us through the nonsense. That's that guilty conscience, though. That's that guilty conscience. Man, peace. What's happening? Antonio, my brother, peace. Asada Muhammad, peace. What's happening? T-Real, for sure. For sure. The Quan, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. FH, peace, what's happening? I'm trying to tell you, man, we gotta do everything for self. Doris, peace, what's happening? We gotta do everything for self. We gotta grow the food. You know what I'm saying? We gotta manufacture the clothing. Like, everything, we gotta do it for self. We got to do it for self. Literally everything. We got to strive to do it for self. You know, again, people get mad at me when I talk about like Elijah Muhammad back in the day when he talked about separation being the way. Like, that's what I honestly feel that way. We got to separate. We got to separate from them. And when you say separate, a lot of people make it look like you talk about hating folks and this hate speech. No, when you study a lot of these other ethnic groups, man, they got little communities in certain areas. Like in St. Louis, man, when you go to certain areas of St. Louis, like the Bosnians, all of them populate a small area. You know, they all working in the stores. Like they got certain areas sectioned off. They got all the stores in that community. You want some Bosnian food, they got it everywhere. You know, so they got little communities. You know, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, even Africans sometimes. You know what I mean? Like we got to start doing these same things. We already in these neighborhoods. We got to start owning the land. We got to start creating the stores. We got to start having the gardens in these communities. Instead, we would rather kill each other over the land that we don't even own. But again, that's by design. So we got to start making this thing make sense. We got to start doing like all these other ethnic groups, man. And we got to start owning these communities that we in. We already in a community. Now let's own it and let's build. Let's make it to where we don't have to leave this neighborhood for anything if we don't want to. Like we got the power. We got the power to do that. Again, the black dollar is very lucrative. Every other ethnic group understands that. That's why they come and set up shop in the black community, in the black neighborhoods, because they understand black people make a lot of money. We just spend it the wrong way and we don't invest it properly. Things like that. But we make a ton of money. We make a lot of money collectively. You know what I'm saying? We make a ton of money. So we got to listen. Claude Anderson talks about it. Powernomics. That black dollar got to circulate. It's got to touch like 7 or 8 hands before it leaves the community. Man, soon as we get that dollar, it goes to these white folks, or it goes to these Asians, it goes to these Arabs. Very seldom is that black dollar finna go from black hand to black hand. So let alone 7 hands, it might not even reach the second hand. You know, so we got to do a better job with being intentional in regards to supporting our own. We got to be more intentional about that. And for the life of me, it's always funny to me when I see people putting black businesses on blast. And one of their favorite statements is, you know, I be trying to support my people, but man, black people be this, that, and the third. And that's funny to me. I'm like, man, it's funny when people have bad service at white businesses or Arab businesses that they don't phrase it like that. Like they don't even bring race into the situation when they have a problem at Walmart. Have y'all noticed that? But when it's a black-owned business, now we want to bring the fact that it's a black-owned business into the mix. But when it's Walmart, ain't nobody saying like, that's why I don't fool with these white folks. That's why I don't fool with these white folks and their corporations. We don't say that. When you got a problem with Walmart, you don't say nothing about white folks. But when you have a problem with a black-owned business or whatever the case may be, you be sure to let everybody know it's a black-owned business. You be sure to let people know that. Why, when you have a problem at Walmart or Amazon, you don't use that type of lingo? Let's be real. Amazon ripped you off. That's them white folks corporation. That's Jeff Bezos and them. That's white folk. But you don't go out of your way to let the world know that these white folks wicked. But you gonna go out of your way to let folks know these black folks wicked, or these black folks are dirty with their business. Listen, I done been did dirty by all type of groups. I go to a black business, they do me dirty, I keep it pushing, I just don't go back. I ain't putting them on blast. I'm gonna put the white folks on blast. I'm gonna put them Asians on blast, though. I'm gonna put them Arabs on blast. I'm going to politely let the black business know what they can do to change or what they did that I didn't like. That's what I'm gonna do. In private, in secrecy. I'm not finna get on Facebook. I'm not about to do all of that. I'm gonna let that brother, I'm gonna let that sister know behind closed doors, like, man, you know what I'm saying? This is what you need to work on. Like, I came here and this is what happened. And if they choose to handle that, that's on them. For real. Asada, peace, appreciate that. Appreciate the donation. I'm trying to tell you, they got us brainwashed. You know what I'm saying? They got us brainwashed thinking that these Europeans, cavemen, all that is the standard. Nobody got time for that. They definitely not the standard for me. Slow burn for sure, man. I'm telling you, I be pushing that, man. We got brilliant minds in every subject, in every genre. But we take our talents and we go to these white corporations and we make them wealthier. We gotta stop doing that, man. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta start using that talent. We gotta start using that mental capacity, man. We gotta start using that to build our own. I am trying to tell you, that is the only way that we gonna elevate and transcend above and beyond our current conditions. But they got us at the level of arguing back and forth with one another. They got us at that level. Divide and conquer is real. You know, they have written this plenty of times in regards to that being an objective that they have towards us, and they got us. You know, and as brothers, we should be wiser than that, man. We should know better than to be going back and forth with our sisters, man. We should know better than that. We should know better than that, man. We should really know better than that. We should know better than that. You know, and every time I see a brother that falls victim to that, I just shake my head in disgust, man, because we should know better than that, man. Stop going back and forth with these sisters, man. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. For real. Stop doing that. You know, and all the sisters that's man, I got people hit me up. Y'all already know how I go. You know, and then all the sisters, man, stop banging on the brothers. You know what I mean? Stop doing that. Again, sooner or later, like, y'all ain't gonna have no choice but to realize who this enemy is. We done had, over time in history, we always have instances that remind us of who the actual enemy is. But we never stay focused. We never stay focused on that enemy. You know, and that's why they didn't filtered out a lot of the information on here. Like, a lot of the people on here that will get on here, get on YouTube, have videos of talking about the European, the Caucasian, whatever, the devil, as we like to call them. Yeah, people don't like that. They don't like that talk. They don't like, y'all see the shirt. Y'all see where I come from. Y'all know what we call these white folk. You know, they don't like that, though. They don't like when we talk like that. They don't like when we talk like that. But they can call us in. We can get on here. We can see black folk get shot in the head. You know what I'm saying? We can see black folk. We can see young black kids fall into their death. You know what I'm saying? We can see all of that. But you get on here and you say something about these white folk. Terenzo, my brother, peace, what's that? Say something about these white folk. They got a lot of us afraid. Y'all got more balls to talk bad about your own. But when it's time to talk about these white folks, everybody afraid. Everybody afraid. They instill the Stockholm Syndrome. Y'all afraid to talk about whitey. Y'all afraid to talk about these Europeans. Y'all afraid to get on these European platforms and let them know the truth about themselves. You know, y'all afraid of that. Afraid of that. We can't be like that as men. Again, we soldiers, we warriors, man. We got to speak the truth to power. We got to speak the truth to power, man. We got to continue to do that. We cannot be afraid to stand up to this fool, to stand up to this beast. We can't be afraid to do that. We can't be afraid. Like I said, the war on black masculinity is a war on the gods, man. When you study all the spiritual traditions from the past, they let you know how divine you are, black man. They let you know what type of power you possess, black man. They let you know all of them. You study those spiritual systems and those spiritual them coaches back in the day, they gonna let you know. Even the white folk behind closed doors, they worshiping you, black man. They won't tell you though. They won't tell you that though. You know, they worship the black man and black woman behind closed doors. Some of these white masons out here, you know what I'm saying? The black Madonna, things like that. They bowing down to black women. They bowing down to black men. You know what I'm saying? Behind closed doors. That's what they doing. But got us not knowing who we truly are. Got us afraid to speak like that. Got us afraid to say the black man is God. When they close the door, that's what they doing. That's who their God is. A black man, black woman. They work the Holy Trinity. They know it. Black man, woman, and child. They worshiping this behind closed doors. You don't believe me? Do the research. Do the research. This was some of those white masons don't want to tell you. Some of them white masons don't want to tell you what they worshiping behind closed doors, like the Pope and whatnot. These Catholic priests who they worshiping when those doors close. They don't want to tell you that is black folk. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want to tell you that. They can't tell you. They cannot afford to tell you that, because then you will know how prestigious you are. You will know how prestigious you are. You will know your true worth, black man, if they told you behind these closed doors, we worshiping you on the real, because we know how powerful you are. But we got to keep that knowledge concealed. We got to keep that concealed, because if we let you know how powerful you are, then what does that mean for us? That's why they live in this constant state of fear, this perpetual state of fear. because they know the truth is out here. We done had so many elders, we done had so many ancestors bring the truth to the surface, and they done had to make these folks look like they crazy. They'll lock them up. The guy, hey, listen, the father that created the 5%, y'all know how they treated him. You know what I'm saying? Elijah Muhammad, you know how they treated him. When a man rises up and lets black men know what their true nature is, and lets black women know what their true nature is, nope, they gonna make that person look like they crazy. They gonna make that person look like they crazy. They got to lock them up. They got to create all type of false narratives surrounding the individuals, all type of allegations, all this type of stuff gonna have to happen. All that's gonna have to happen. Lock him up, kill him, boom. Make them look crazy in the eyes of the public. We can't have these black men thinking that they gods for real. You know what I'm saying? We can't have these black women thinking that they valuable. We can't have them thinking that. No, we can't do that. Or if we do have a black women thinking they valuable, we can't have the black men thinking they valuable too. You know, so it's got to be give or take somewhere. We can't have, if we're gonna have the black women thinking they valuable, then the black men got to not have any value. And that's going to create friction amongst them. So that's by design. That's by design. So understand what's really happening, man. Understand what's really happening. When you go in these schools, when you go into these schools, what are they teaching you about your history? What do they teach you that your history starts? Come on now, we all know that. We done been in this school system. What are they teaching you? What are they continuing to teach these kids? And they got us out here embracing a month, which the shortest month of the year, trash. Man, I don't never shout out Black History Month. Black history, listen, Black history is embraced 365 days, 24/7. We live in this. I ain't finna Black History Month. Man, I don't care nothing about the origins of that. I don't care who behind that. I ain't acknowledging that. We do this Black history thing every month, every day, every second, every hour. We live in that. We live in that. You know, when it's March, we gonna still be on this Black history tip. When it's April, we gonna still be dropping these Black history jewels. We gonna be still dropping this knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When it's May, June, July, August, we gonna still be dropping this information. That's what we on. We can't stop. Angelic, peace, what's happening? Boom, peace, what's happening? Jordan, peace, what's happening? Jordan, man, you know, again, by design. By design. Ray, exactly. You know, and the thing of it, like when we get together, you see, we got, you know, Move in Philly, you know, Rosewood, Black Wall Street. Man, I got a book called The Slocum Massacre, Slocum, Texas, back in like 1919. Like when we didn't have these communities, fam. And even when you go down south, we still got a lot of these black. It's a lot of potential in some of these communities where the population is predominantly black, but it ain't enough jobs and work and money out here for these people in these communities, man. You know, so we got to start bringing our attention to some of these communities, man. Like I said, and own that land in these communities and start building. And start building for sure. You know, we gotta shift this narrative, man. I don't care. Like, I don't care about gender wars and things like that, man. I don't care about none of that. That ain't doing anything. That's not doing anything for me. And it shouldn't be doing anything for you. Be going back and forth. It shouldn't be doing anything for you. Forget all of that. You know what I'm saying? We got to build. We got to focus on building. What they say, builders build. That's what we got to be on. Builders build. When I'm talking to another brother, I'm looking to build. I'm looking to add on. You know, I'm not trying to get with this brother and talk about these sisters in a negative light. No, I don't want to do that. We got to build. You know, we got to have manly conversations. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about building businesses. You know what I mean? Like we got to talk about how to grow that business, how to support one another, how to market and promote this business, how to grow the food. You know what I'm saying? Like how to survive in the wilderness. We got to have these conversations. We gotta have them type of conversations, man. Like, what are you eating to make sure your colon ain't finna destroy you? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta have these conversations as brothers. Like, fam, what you eating to make sure your colon health is right and exact? That's what you gotta be asking your brother. Forget what that sister said you ain't like. What did you eat this morning? Does that agree with your colon? You know what I'm saying? We moving on up. We got to protect the colon health. We got to protect the health of the colon. You know what I'm saying? So we got to make sure we doing these type of things, man. And every second that you spend focusing on some negative information, that's stress, man. That's causing your health to deteriorate. That's what's happening. Every time you focus on this nonsense out here, you fighting, you killing your body's ability to fight off cancerous cells. That's what you are doing. That's literally what you're doing. So again, I'm striving to unite with the sisters. I'm striving to unite with the brothers. And anybody that's not on that type of time, you can go elsewhere. Unification, unity. You know what I'm saying? That shouldn't sound far-fetched, because we were once unified. You know, we were once unified, way more than we are. Way more than we are. So like I said, again, that starts at home, though, internally. Make sure you doing what's right and exact. Make sure you making proper decisions. Make sure you programming your mind in a better light. You know, make sure you reprogramming, I should say. You got to deprogram and reprogram that mind. You know, you got to eliminate or eradicate all of the conditioning. All of the things that they didn't taught us was right and exact. You got to unlearn all of that. And you got to relearn what the actual truth is. So we got to make sure we doing these things. And then we got to teach that knowledge. Each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do that. We got to do that, man. We got to make sure we on point, man. For real. We got to keep each other on point. Iron sharpens iron, man. For real. Into a woman, peace. What's happening? Marcel, 100%. We are in a very sad state as far as manhood goes. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. When we thoroughly assess the situation, we are in a sad state as far as manhood goes. And that's why I have said, and a lot of dudes get mad at me, but I have said repeatedly, and I will stand on that I don't blame some of these sisters. Because when you analyze our position as men, it's like, man, you got to really look at it, man. You got to really look at it. When I start talking about the collective unconscious, when I start talking about that trauma, we got to understand that subconsciously, it hasn't left a lot of our sisters that these white folk raped them, abused them, did all of that, beat them, and we just sat back and watched and got killed and things like that. So we were made to look weak in front of our women. We were made to look like we cannot protect them. That hasn't left them because we were not able to heal from that. So subconsciously, a lot of these white women still view the white man as their guide, as superior. And if we don't do anything to shift that, then they're going to always view us in that light of us being weak. No matter how much money you get, black man. No matter how much money you out here making, black man. When that white man decides to bring you down, you going down right now. And them sisters know, some of these sisters subconsciously know that. I don't care how much money, you make. I don't care how much money you out here making, black man. I don't care how much money you out here making. In their eyes, you still a nigga. And at any given time, they want to take that away from you. Right now, they still have the power to do that because we not unified. So at any given time where they tired of you making this money, they can do something about that because we not unified enough. We not unified enough. So at any given moment, they can do that. They can embarrass you in front of this sister, in front of that black woman. They can embarrass you. They can embarrass you. You know, so we got to tap in. That's why I say we got to bang on this beast. We got to be fearless, man. We got to be fearless. Like, that's in our true nature, man. That's that warrior spirit, as they call it, man. We possess that, but we got to tap back into it. Man, we got to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting. When people hear fight, they think we talking about killing folk and things like that. We ain't even talking about that. We ain't even talking about that. Like I said, we talking about building our own with our own. That's what we talking about. We can do all of that and not have to cause any bloodshed with other folks. But if that is going to come our way, we gonna defend ourselves, or at least we should be ready to defend ourselves. So straight up, man, straight up, we got to do our duty as people that got this insight, this knowledge of self. We got to do our duty to continue to push it and promote it. That's on us. We got to do our duty, man. Push and promote it. Push and promote this energy, man. Just like we push and promote the energy that we disagree with, we got to push and promote the empowering energy, the uplifting energy. We got to push and promote that. Create our own algorithms. You know what I'm saying? Create our own algorithms. That's what we got to do. It's 100% what we got to do. Man, if I'm missing comments, man, excuse me, man, because you know how I go when we get to venting. Oh yeah, Marcel, for sure. You know, and man, listen. We gotta eliminate all the excuses. You know what I'm saying? And we just gotta get to work. We just gotta start taking care, handling business. We gotta eliminate all the excuses and just get to it. Start putting in work. Where you skilled at? You know what I'm saying? What you good at doing? Do something. Bring that talent to your own people. Point blank. Period. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, not everybody is designed to be a boss. Listen, how many black people are bosses? What do we own? What do we own, man? What do we own? Man, I can type in something. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna type in something. Let me see. Let me see if I can get an answer out here, man. Let me see if I can get an answer out here if I type this in. Let me read to y'all real quick. Let me read this to y'all real quick. All you gotta do, type it in. You know what I'm saying? What is the rate of black ownership in America? The rate of black ownership in the United States is incredibly low. According to a 2018 survey conducted by the U.S. Census Bureau, only 4.5% of American businesses are owned by black people. This is despite the fact that African Americans make up 13.4% of the U.S. population, which I argue that is a lie. But additionally, the median net worth of black-owned businesses is only $25,000, which is substantially lower than the median for all other businesses. Come on, y'all. Look at that. The median net worth of black-owned businesses is only $25,000. That's the lowest. That's the lowest. The median net worth. Listen, do y'all hear what I just said? The median net worth of black-owned businesses is only $25,000. Man, that is horrible. Let me see what the median net worth. Listen. Let me see what the let me see something. The median net worth for black-owned businesses in the United States is $25,000. Are y'all ready for this? The median net worth of white-owned businesses in the U.S. is approximately $355,400. So y'all heard what I'm saying? The median net worth for black-owned businesses is $25,000. The median net worth for white-owned businesses is $355,000. So when y'all start telling me that all black people ain't designed to be bosses, we got a long way to go before we could actually say that. We got a long way to go before we can actually be like, hey, all of us ain't designed to be bosses. We ain't even close to being able to have the privilege to say, hey, not everybody is designed to be bosses. We need way more bosses. We need way more owners. We need way more black people that's invested. We need way more of that. The median net worth for black-owned businesses, $25,000, compared to white-owned businesses, which is $355,000. And let's see something else here. Let's type in something else here. The median net worth of Asian-owned businesses in the U.S. is approximately $458,000. $458,000. White folks, $355,000. Black folks, $25,000. And y'all want to sit here and tell me not everybody is designed to be a boss? Boy, our net worth for our black businesses is $25,000. The Asians are $458,000, and a lot of that is the black dollar. These white folks, $355,000, and a lot of that is the black dollar. But we only at $25,000 for black businesses. Man, y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. All these black folks out here with these products and these services, man, if y'all don't boost that net worth, man, what is we on? Man, they are killing us. We ain't even at 100,000. They almost hitting 500,000 on us. Zaru, peace. What's happening? You say you brought up, appreciate the donation, by the way. You say you brought up Black Wall Street. What happened to that? Why is it not here anymore? What would you say was the cause of the downfall? Oh, it was them, their wickedness. That's the reason why Black Wall Street, Rosewood, and Move, and even the Slocum massacre. They hated to see us thriving. They hated to see us having our own. So they came and bombed it. They came and destroyed it. They came and destroyed it. And the biggest downfall, us not having the military to protect our neighborhoods and communities. So when we build these communities, when we build these neighborhoods, we got to have a military to protect it. We got to have a military to protect it. That's the biggest downfall. So we can build all these communities and neighborhoods, but if we don't have a military to protect it, they're going to do the same exact thing that they do to all our communities. Bomb it. Bomb it. Bomb it. You know what I'm saying? Because they can do that to our communities because they don't have a fear of us retaliating because we don't have a military. We too busy fighting the wars that they want us to fight. We too busy fighting for them. You know what I'm saying? We too busy fighting for them. You know, so we don't have our own black military because we in a military. We fighting wars that they done created. Yeah, all of these wars that your ancestors, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, all these wars that they fought in was the U.S. government had involvement in all of those wars. They orchestrated these wars because there is profit in war. Best believe it. All of the wars that were started, these things ain't just randomly start, and it wasn't because of no beef. It's like wrestling. You know, wrestling, when the cameras are on, these wrestlers look like they hate each other, but like they enemies. They create storylines. But when you turn the cameras off, all these wrestlers are cool. That is how war is. When the camera's on, when the television is on, it's a storyline. They want to make it look like this country hates that country. You turn the cameras off, the leaders of these countries, the political leaders of these countries, they shaking hands. They cool with each other. They ain't finna send their children off to die in these wars because they know the truth. They know the truth. Best believe it. You know, so we too busy fighting their wars, let alone for us to come up with our own military. You know what I'm saying? We fighting their wars. Shout out to Muhammad Ali though, Cassius Clay, whatever you want to call him. Shout out to him. Viet Cong ain't did nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? We got our own enemy right here. You want me to go fight the Viet Congs like they ain't did nothing to me? What I'm going to fight them for? What I'm going to kill them for when y'all killing us over here? Make that make any sense? And then it seemed like it's overrated. You know what I'm saying? Because these veterans be getting treated like trash anyway. So you going over to you putting your life on the line for a country that don't care nothing about you. Then when you do it, they still treating you like trash. They still treating you like trash. You damn near died for them, and they still treating you like trash. You got PTSD and you can't recover from it. They treating you like trash. They treating you like trash. They don't like that talk. They don't like it. JF, peace, what's happening? They don't like it. Darren, peace, what's happening? Sylvetta, peace, what's happening? Jordan, 100%. We definitely, listen, when they came out, before they came out with the Judas and the Black Messiah, I was studying Fred Hampton for the longest, you know what I'm saying? And the way that went down is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like when they tell you everybody got a price. That's how they get us, man. You know, so we gotta do a better job. Like with all our organizations, man, we didn't have that Judas within all these organizations. And at the end of the day, that's just what it is. You're gonna have a Judas in all these organizations. We just got to do a better job of spotting this. You know what I'm saying? We got to do a better job of spotting the infiltrators, spotting the Judas and whatnot, and off with their head. We gotta let folks know. We gotta take it back to the ancient days, fam. Sometimes you gotta instill fear in folk. So we gotta spot a Judas and we gotta tear the head off of this Judas. So then when people, then now that's stuck in the back of people's mind, like, man, if I betray these dudes, man, they finna kill me. We gotta instill that fear in them. That's what they do. Hey, if you do this, if you speak like this, we gonna kill you. You gotta go into an organization with that same mindset. Look, if you infiltrating, you know, if you done been paid off and we get word of it before they get a hold of us, we gonna handle that. Instill that fear. Instill that fear. T-Real, you say African holistics. If you're talking about, I read a book called African Holistic Health by Layla Africa. I don't know if that's what you're talking about. African Holistic Health by Layla Africa. I got that book behind me for sure. Fifths and Guns, peace, what's happening? Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. You know, health is wealth. You know, if we gonna prepare for war, hey, we got to make sure we got the stamina, the endurance, and the strength. You know, because again, like I said, people don't understand it's a war going on. They don't understand it, man. They don't understand, or they fighting the wrong war. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a war going on. We fighting the fabricated war. I just want to, I want to gain an understanding. What are we striving to get out of arguing with black women? Like, what are we striving to get from that? Like, what are some of you brothers getting from that? I don't understand. It's not enjoyable to me. Like I said, I'd rather focus on what they call it ALites. I'd rather focus on the people that's on the same type of frequency and vibe that I'm on. I don't want to chop it up with somebody that's not on the same frequency and vibe that I'm on. So waste of time and energy. They could either catch up or not. Zaru, you say the cash out. Hey, give me a second. Right there on the screen for you. Darren, exactly. And that's why, and I said that. You know what I'm saying? I had spoke on that early. So they got us going back and forth with each other. Like I said, at some point, which we got some of us that's out here acknowledging that fact, like we got to just continue to acknowledge that, and we got to push the folk that's acknowledging that. And it's gonna take time to reprogram these minds to get them to see that truth. You know, but we so caught up in this fabricated and manufactured war, gender war between the black women and black men, that we can't see the actual truth. And it's some of us out here speaking that truth. So we got to keep pushing that information so we can shift the narrative. We can shift the narrative. We got to shift that narrative. I'm not finna be arguing and fighting with my sisters out here. I'm not finna do that. I gain nothing from that. I ain't the biggest Jay-Z now fan, but what was that Jay-Z now? And nobody win when the family feuds. Nobody wins when we feuding out here. Like, nobody, there is no victor. Like, nobody wins. Literally, we fight with black women. Nobody wins, and I shouldn't even say that. They win, but like none of us win. Black men don't win. There is no winner when black men and black women are fighting, other than these folk. But between the both of us and the children, nobody wins that. There's no winner. So I don't understand what y'all even aiming towards, because none of us will win that. When you argue with a sister, nobody wins. So what's the point? What's the point of me entering a situation where there's no winner? I'm gonna argue with these sisters. Even if I win, it's still a loss. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an L. So I ain't got time for that. I'm not gonna fight that fight. There's no winner other than them, the real enemy. You know, straight up. I ain't got time for that, man. Like, Other folks can have that. I ain't got time for it. I tell my brothers, focus on yourself, black man. Heal, be healthy. You know what I'm saying? Get healthy, whatever the case may be. Do the knowledge, study your history, study yourself. Everything gonna come to you that needs to come to you, including relationships. That's what you gotta be as a black man. That should be your mindset, man. Establish yourself. Establish a foundation. Once you establish that foundation, then everything that you need will come to you. Everything that you need to thrive in that universe will come to you. Zaru, peace. Appreciate that cash out for sure. So we gotta understand that, man. We gotta understand that. Don't argue with the sister. Just be a better man. Become a better man. And then you're gonna attract the sister that's gonna properly reflect that light. Point blank. It's really that simple. Focus on being a better man, and you're gonna attract the sister that's gonna reflect that light. It's gonna properly reflect that light. And that's what you need, that's what you want. So it's really that simple. I'm not wasting time, man. Like I say, we got enemies out here. You know, I brought this book up before, but we got stuff like this, man. The pot plot. You know, come on. They letting you know how they using the marijuana to effeminize the black man. You know, and if you listen to reggae, it's an artist named Ja9. I watched the video. She was talking about the same thing. You know, she was like, man, if I can't grow the herb myself, or if I can't, you know what I'm saying? If I can't see it growing, she say I ain't smoking it. Because they lacing this marijuana up with some nonsense, you know? So she would, man, it's getting deep out here, man. It's getting deep out here. It's getting deep out here, man. They got a lot of tools that they utilizing to effeminize us. And we ain't even realizing it. Every other time you look up within the media, you see these black men dressed in these weird clothes, these feminine clothing. You see it. I forgot old boy name, man, the actor that they got out here just looking all type of crazy. Y'all seen it. I know y'all seen it, man. Got this dude. I don't even know what magazine that is, man. Got dude looking like a fool. But that's part of the agenda. Oh, Jordan, man, I gotta hit you up, man. Hey, tap into my inbox on Facebook about that. Tap into my inbox on the book. You know, but we got to tap in, man. They got a lot of weapons that's being utilized. Yeah, Magic, yeah, that's dude. Yep. That's dude. Man, got dude looking silly. You know what I'm saying? And then you got grown men that's co-signing that. Spiritual Snipes, Jonathan Majors, my boy Magic Realm said that, man. They got dude looking silly out here, man. I ain't finna show it, man, because I don't feel like doing that. But y'all can look, man. Y'all can look it up. Yeah, the little Ebony Magazine got the man on the cover. Ebony got his lips all puckered up. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy, man. It's crazy. D Horton, peace. What's happening? But yeah, y'all know the science behind Tyler Perry. My goodness. We know the science there. But yeah, Jonathan Majors, man, they got him on the cover of Ebony. What's that? The February edition, just looking sweet. Just looking sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff be pissing me off, man, because as a man, I'm just not finna do that. You can't pay me enough to be looking sweet on the cover of Ebony Magazine. I don't know. Maybe I'm too manly out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm too, what they call it, toxic masculinity. And then it's crazy when you start pointing this type of stuff out. It's crazy that we can't even, as men, we can't even address these things without people saying, like, they got to question our sexuality. Man, it's just things that men don't do. And then when you see it on the cover of magazines, now it's deliberate, like what they are doing. That's the problem that we have. We don't have, like, we ain't got a problem with these brothers doing whatever they doing, man. You know what I'm saying? But when you start to make it mainstream, now you pushing the agenda. Now you influencing the babies. That's why we have a problem with that. You are now influencing the babies. Now we got to explain why this man is looking sweet on the cover of a magazine to our young sons out here. We shouldn't have to be doing that. Nobody got time for that, man. Like, we got to explain these things because they keep seeing it within the media. They keep seeing it. They're going to start thinking the stuff is normal. Any piece, what's happening? Bitch Mallah, send it to him. Matter of fact, tell him get this book. This book, like, what this book? About 700 pages. The Pot Plot. Marijuana, hip hop, and the scientific assault on Black America. Wesley Muhammad. I got a lot of Wesley Muhammad books. Dude be on point. Tell him to get this book. For real. Sharif and Peace, what's happening? Darren, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, the Super Bowl had old boy in the blouse. Juju Smith from the Chiefs had a skirt on, and DWade is like the mascot for this movement. Gabrielle Union probably be beating on dude. Like, I can't stand them. I can't stand them. You know what I'm saying? They mascots for that whole situation. Like, they mascots for that whole situation. And these are tactics that they utilize to just feminize the Black community. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Zaru, see what? You know what I'm saying? Nobody got time for that. This stuff it's annoying. It's annoying. In Tune Woman, you say as a mother to 3 sons, man, I'm trying to tell you, you gotta explain. Like, I just gotta do the video on how it works, because people swear on life that the stuff don't influence the behavior. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. If the stuff wasn't as influential as I know it is, they wouldn't be going so hard trying to have representation in all the shows, all the movies. They wouldn't be going so hard trying to push it if it didn't influence anything. Dread Mike, what's happening? Slow burn for sure. So we gotta tap in, man. We gotta tap in, and we gotta really open our eyes to what's going on. Into what I'm trying to, and then what's crazy about the whole DWade, Gabrielle Union garbage is that they trying to make the mother of DWade, I'm a son. Ain't no even a son. They trying to make the mother look crazy because she wasn't really going. Boy, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, this is all by design. It's crazy. They trying to make her look like she crazy because she, you know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't fooling with it. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy out here, man. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. It's crazy. They making her look crazy. DWade and them out here got this little dude looking all type of feminine, man, and basically DWade is living vicariously through him. Because low key, that's how he want to be living. You know what I'm saying? Gabrielle Union wear the pants. Like I say, be punking dude, basically. It's trash, man. I just don't like seeing that. I don't even like seeing it. But they push it, and they try to make you accept it. To where if you say something about it, now you bad. Like, you evil, and you this, and you that. Like, man, come on, man. Stop playing with me. And then, like I say, you got the folk that say, well, y'all don't say nothing when they promoting heterosexual activity. We ain't got to say nothing about, like, what's natural. We don't have to, we can't be opposed to nature. Nature, like, heterosexual activity is not something that we have to promote because it is natural. If you go look at nature, you're going to see the male species and the female species get down. You don't have to promote that. You don't have to force that on the younger species. It is natural. It is normal. You don't have to promote that. When you look at nature, you're going to see that it's natural. That is how things are going to work naturally. So you don't have to promote, you don't have to push and force heterosexual activity. That doesn't even make any sense. But you have to push and promote homosexual activity. You just have to, because it is not natural. So you have to push and promote that for people to accept that. Again, if you just let nature play out, we gonna go grab the woman. We gonna go grab the woman 99% of the time. If you just let nature unfold, if you don't have any type of mainstream marketing, if you just let us live and we don't have any type of outside influence, man is going to go toward woman. Because we done figured out, oh, we go toward women, we procreate. Oh, that's what, there you go. That makes sense. We gonna go toward woman naturally. That's what we gonna do. You don't have to promote that. That don't even make any sense. There ain't no agenda behind nature. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no agenda behind nature. So when they use that argument, for me, that makes absolutely no sense. We got to promote nature. We got to promote a husband and wife creating a family. Man, that is natural. How did any of you come into existence? Even you homosexual individuals, you had to be born, right? You had to be born from a natural and normal activity. You wouldn't be born if it wasn't for our heterosexual folks. You wouldn't be born if it wasn't for us heterosexual folks. Y'all wouldn't even be able to live this lifestyle that y'all want to live if it wasn't for us heterosexual folks coming together doing what's natural. So go ahead and keep promoting this unnatural nonsense if y'all want to. Y'all wouldn't even, the irony of that, y'all wouldn't even be able to live and promote y'all lifestyle if it wasn't for heterosexual people coming together to do what's natural. That's what's funny. That's all you say. Seems like she's salty because she could carry her own child. I'm just saying she mad at that we on the break, baby. Woo. Man, if I had some gunshot sounds, that would be called shots fired. But facts. MC for sure. Peace. What's happening? So again, they don't like when we talk about it. They don't like when you talk about it. Audrey and Mike, and you know what's crazy? I saw the I saw the ASAP Rocky Rihanna joint, and I saw an interview with some with ASAP Rocky, basically, you know what I'm saying, explaining that, you know, and feeding right into the agenda. I'm like, boy, they be getting us out here, man. They be getting us. All these entertainers be dressing in the weirdest of clothing. Like, it is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? When you see these when you see these athletes and they show what these dudes be wearing, it's like, man, what y'all on? And y'all know they have stylists. And a lot of these stylists be gay men or women. Like, flat out. And not to knock the women, because I have some women with some good taste, but it's like that these dudes are being dressed either by women or gay men as their stylists. And sometimes you can tell that that's who's dressing these dudes. Like, they not dressing themselves, man. I'm dressing myself, man. I'm finna come to this game with a hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I finna be wearing all this ridiculous looking clothing for? That looks very uncomfortable. To go hoop, go play basketball. Like, I got on the weirdest looking clothing to go play basketball. I got on the most uncomfortable of clothing, the tightest of clothing to go take it off to go play basketball. Just go find me. I'm finna come up in here with sweatpants and hoodie on. I'm finna take this off and go hoop. What I got to be wearing the tight clothes for with the Mario boots? Don't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, man. I'm not finna be dressing like that, man. And shout out to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is one of the reasons why the NBA came up with dress codes and stuff like that. Allen Iverson wasn't going. Allen Iverson was like, man, I'm dressed the way I want to dress. And they said, we're going to put an end to that. Notice, they didn't allow Allen Iverson to dress how he was dressing. They got mad at that. But these dudes can come out here dressing like women, and it's cool. Nobody is getting fined. None of these dudes getting penalized. But when Allen Iverson was coming out here with the baggy clothes and all of that, the NBA was like, nope. Like Michael Vick and Allen Iverson, like the NBA was like, oh, no, sir, we can't have that. We can't have that. But then these dudes can walk around with skirts on, coming to the game with skirts on. They can come to the game with skirts on and ain't nobody saying nothing. They could be sitting there with a blouse, nobody is saying anything. But when Allen Iverson was coming out dressed in the baggy clothes and whatnot, staying true to the culture at the time, they was like, no, sir, y'all got to wear some suits or something. Y'all got to wear some suits and ties or something. We can't let Allen Iverson change this game up. That's why Allen Iverson is one of my GOATs. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. It transcends the game of Allen Iverson was being a man, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you bang on the system. Allen Iverson was like, man, I'm finna come out here. I'm finna represent the hip hop culture of the time. I'm finna wear what I want to wear. Michael Vick was doing the same thing, and then they locked Michael Vick up for fighting the dogs, and he wasn't even fighting the dogs. It was happening at his residence. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is, man. But mugs out here can carry purses and wear tight pants and wear skirts, and they don't say nothing. They don't say nothing. Man, stop playing with me, man. I'm finna listen. I go somewhere and speak, man. I'm not wearing none of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't wearing none of that. I ain't finna wear none. I ain't wearing them big stupid looking boots, man. I ain't wearing none of that. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not dressing like that. I'm dressing comfortably, you know. And if they can't accept that, then I don't need to be on this platform. I don't need to be in this. I'm gonna start my own joint. All these NBA players making all these millions. Boy, it ain't nothing for y'all to separate and come together and create your own league. It's nothing for y'all to do that. LeBron James, look, man, if you just take the top 5 players of the NBA, if the top 5 players just came together, the top 5 players that came, the top 5 black players came together, put their money together, started a league, all the other black players flocked over there, them white folks wouldn't survive. Same with the NFL players, man. You know, but we sitting here letting these white folks that don't even care about the game of the sport itself own all of this. And then we get mad when they don't sell teams to us and things like that. They own the league. They not finna let us own these teams. So we be begging for ownership in places where they don't even want us to own. They not finna let all black dudes own these teams, even though we making them rich. The only way for us to really own is to branch off, do your own thing. Forget saying, oh, I'm finna try to buy the Atlanta Hawks. No, I'm gonna create my own Atlanta Hawks. That's what you gotta do. We trying to buy from them. They have the power. They could easily not sell it to us. That's what happens with creating and manufacturing the ghettos. They wouldn't sell black folks homes in certain areas. Like, man, I want a house here. But they be like, nah, you can't buy it here. We not selling it to you. That's what happens. They have that power. We got to stop doing that. Like, oh, man, I'm finna go try to buy this team. I'm finna go try to buy this from the man. Them white folks finna be like, nah, we ain't finna sell this to you. We gonna sell this to another white dude or a white woman or something. We not selling it to you. We already at the quota. You know what I'm saying? We already at the quota. We can't have you. Nah, we can't have 2 of y'all owning. We can't have 3 of y'all owning. No. So I'm finna sell this to the next white man that come with the best offer. Straight up. That's how the game go, and we acting like that ain't how it go. Calogenesis, yeah, oh, 100%. 100%, man, 100%. Where Darren, you say these dudes be kissing each other in public up here in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? And it's just widespread. Like it used to be, you might go to Atlanta and like San Francisco, and this stuff was popping. Like that's where you would see it, just all out in the open. Like it was select few spots that you might go to where this stuff is accepted and you see it. Man, now it's like, man, you see this everywhere, man. Ain't no shame in that game, man. You see this everywhere you look and go. Everywhere you look and go, man, you got to be dealing with this, man. I feel sorry for the youth. Man, the youth is growing up so confused. It don't even make any sense. Like, I feel sorry for these folks. I feel sorry for the babies, man. I feel sorry for these kids, man. Because that, man, they growing up all confused. You got to explain to a young man that they can wake up, a boy that looks just like you could wake up one day and say he identifies as a young girl, and we got to accept it. Or this same young boy that looks just like you could wake up and say, you got to call me them, they. Like, that don't even, it's one person, but you got to call them they. Ain't that Lil Uzi Vert? I ain't even know he identified as the pronoun. Man, I was reading dude Wikipedia and it kept saying like them or they. I'm like, man, what the hell? I'm like, this dude. I was like, I thought I was tripping. I was like, man, I know Lil Uzi Vert ain't a group. You know what I'm saying? I kept seeing they, them when I was reading about the dude. I'm like, man, is Lil Uzi Vert a group or something? Man, I was confused. I'm like, man, why does this thing keep saying them? I thought it was one dude. Man, I scroll up and see the pronoun thing. I'm like, man, you got to be kidding me. I'm never in my life about to call one person them or they. Send me the fine. Do whatever you got to do to me. I'm not calling one person they or them. I'm not ever doing that. Just tell me your name. I'm gonna call whatever your name is. I'm calling you that. I'm never calling one solo person and one individual they or them. It's not happening. There's no way you finna wake up and decide that everybody about to call you they or them. No. Never. That makes literally no sense. From a grammatical standpoint, that is incorrect. So why am I having to refer to you as that? You are one individual and I got to call you they or them. Man, that is confusing. I don't want to have to be thinking that hard to have a conversation with a person. But that's how these kids are growing up, man. That's how they growing up. That's how the kids got to grow up. That's how the kids got to grow up. To where they teaching the kids that if they hear somebody speaking like I'm speaking, that I'm wrong. Oh, well, you can't be like that. If somebody wants you to call them they or them, you must call them that. You must respect them. Don't listen to him. He is this, that, and the third. That's where they at with. Man, hey, MC, I worked with some nurse. I trained some nurses, and they said that they was like, man, they was like, they referred to somebody as ma'am, and they got in trouble. They had to go to the office. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got in trouble for calling somebody ma'am. I'm like, yo, what? JD for sure. The Jacari piece was at it. Daquan, oh yeah. Yeah, man. Don't get me started on all the chemicals and additives, hormones that they are injecting in this food. That's a whole nother topic. That's keeping us weak. That's keeping us that's feminizing us. That's keeping us soft. That's keeping us passive. That's a big war. That's a big war. But man, we out here getting in trouble for calling a woman ma'am. She's a woman now, but you can't call her ma'am because you got to call them they. Like, I'm offending you because I'm using a term that we done been using since I done been alive and before that was never offensive. Now all of a sudden you telling me it's offensive. This was a sign of respect. When you call somebody man, when you said yes sir, no ma'am, that was a sign of respect. Now all of a sudden it's offensive. Man, you better be happy I'm calling you ma'am or sir. Like, that's crazy. That used to be a sign of respect. Now you offending a person. It's offensive. Don't call me sir. Don't call me ma'am. You are offending me, and I'm telling on you. Bunch of snitches. That community is filled with snitches. I'm telling on you. He called me they. You know what I'm saying? Like, bunch of snitches in that community. Man, Darren, I'm telling you, I always, man, when I see my elders, man, yes, sir, no man. Like that, I'm wired to do that. That's how we was raised, man. Anybody from that generation, that's how we was raised, man. Listen, no ma'am. Man, I bet not ever talk to my elders and forget to say that. Man, no ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm wired. You my elder, I'm wired. But now you can wake up and be like, that's offensive. Man, stop playing with me, man. If I know I didn't mean to offend anybody, I'm not gonna apologize for something that ain't offensive. I didn't call you ma'am or sir to offend you, so I'm not about to apologize for that. They making us feel like we, you know what I'm saying, we gotta apologize for stuff that we ain't even meaning no harm. Like, that's ridiculous, man. That's too stressful. I ain't living like that. That's why I prefer not to have conversations with these folks. Or I'm just gonna call you by your actual name. What is your government name? I will call you that. Like, I will call you that, and that's gonna be the end of that. You know what I'm saying? That's just gonna be the end of that. I'm gonna call you by the government name, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Keep it pushing. We can't fail with the government name. What is your government name? Going to call you that, not calling you they or them. Not happening. That's done. That's dead. But y'all, with that being said, man, I done went a little past my time, man. So I gotta make my moves, head back up to this gym. You know what I'm saying? Get myself together and get these people in shape. You know, so we back building, we back bringing the truth to power. We back banging on the beats, banging on the enemy and things like that, just making people think. We ain't banging on one another, man. We done doing that. We done did enough of that. That solves nothing. You know, we banging on the beats. You know, we making folks think. You know, we making us think. We exercising the mind. You know, that brain is a muscle, man. If you don't use it, you lose it. You know, so we gotta activate that, man. We gotta use that brain, gotta use that mind. And that's what we're gonna do. We need that mind. We need that brain in order to bang on this beast, in order to be victorious. So that's what we on. You know, so we back on the vibe, man. But I appreciate all the donations, all the cash outs, all the comments, all the love, man. It's always peace. You know, we always build on this platform, man. That's why I love it, man. That's why I love it, man. Y'all getting me out of my comfort zone with the talking, man. I've been doing it for some years straight, so I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? We good. You know, but man, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Monday. I might tap in with y'all tomorrow. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling. But y'all be easy out here. I'm out. Peace.